It is Friday, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you're all having a fantastic one. Allincrypto here, and strap yourselves in, guys, for what is going to be nothing short of another jam-packed daily market update. As always, we do this every single day at 1 p.m. UK time to help you guys stay up to date with the latest and greatest things happening within the crypto space, but also the broader markets, and that's exactly what we're going to be doing in this video. We have a hell of a lot to cover. We're going to be starting the video off with the SEC commissioners' comments on the SEC's oversight of this industry. He came out on live television yesterday and said that the SEC's approach to crypto has been a disaster for the whole industry. Now, this is a huge green light. I think Gary Gensler's largely fighting a losing battle. We're going to be sticking to the topic of regulations. We saw XRP, or Ripple, essentially file a cross appeal for Judge Torres' judgment entered on August the 7th. So they also want to appeal and essentially grab more ground. I think they won broadly. A little bit of risk involved with that. You've got Stuart Aldultry, the chief legal officer over at Ripple, commenting on this. We also have news yesterday that BitNomal has now sued the SEC over claims that XRP is a security. We're going to be looking at what the SEC used to justify their claims that XRP was a security on in regards to that lawsuit, and it's actually unbelievable in regards to how weak their argument is. Kind of like saying that Peter Todd is Satoshi, or even Len Sisselman. Satoshi's story is a made-up one, guys. I'm sorry to break it to you. And then we're going to be looking at the broader markets. We will be doing a live stream this evening where we're going to be covering a hell of a lot. Also, I want to start the video off with some Fidelity news, though. But before I do that, guys, last couple of weeks now in regards to us hiring, we've had loads of applications. And I want to thank you all in regards to applying for a job with us. We're looking to bring on a team member to help us research the cryptocurrency space in a broader depth and create content on the back end of it, preferably in the written form. Obviously, we're really trying to push the website, and we need writers to do that to help you guys stay up to date in a kind of more broad platform perspective. We also may be looking for a co-host, so do check the link in the description. Do apply for it if you're fancying career change or you're looking to enter the cryptocurrency space. It is a truly amazing industry, and it's only going to grow. And it could be an entire, it could be one of those things in life that you latch onto, and it entirely changes your life. And you embark on this just mystical, almost divine-like journey on the back end of it. I truly believe that is what this space has to offer, and not just from an investment point of view, but also a career point of view. Certainly changed my life and many of the people around me's lives. Let's take a look at some news. So yesterday we made a video on ICP, the Internet Computer. Many of you are unfamiliar with it. It's a very interesting blockchain project because what they're essentially trying to do is utilize smart contracts to eradicate the issues with Web 2. And they're trying to essentially revolutionize the Web 2 sector and all of the trillions of dollars that are made on the back end of it, and trillions of dollars that are lost through the likes of hacks and things like that, with the likes of smart contracts and, of course, their blockchain that is from the ground up Web 3. A lot of blockchains out there utilize Web 2 technology, whether that's Amazon Web Services, cloud computing, data storage, whatever it may be. ICP is doing something different, and just in a $5.4 trillion asset manager, Fidelity confirms 77,000 plus customers' records were hacked, including license, social security numbers, and personal information. This is why we need decentralized storage and decentralized computing systems. And this is why they're going to win, ladies and gentlemen. And we are very zealously invested in decentralized AI, largest position, and decentralized computing and data storage. Of course, we have financial layer ones, etc., etc. Become a Patreon, you'll unlock all of those. We do speak about many of them on the channel. So this is interesting news to sort of start the video off on the back end of what we looked at yesterday. I want to now dive over to the commissioner over at the SEC. The commissioner over on the SEC giving an oversight in regards to how we think their approach has been towards the cryptocurrency industry. I think Gary Gensler, putting my Alex Jones, they're turning the frogs into whatever, a hat. I think that Gary Gensler was put in the role that he was put into. It's no coincidence that he taught MIT and then went on to be the chairman of the SEC. He taught blockchain at MIT and then he went on to be the chairman of the SEC. They put him in there to stall. Ultimately, crypto has raised more money in regards to this election and campaigning than pretty much any other industry. I think there's a reason for that. That's potentially for an entirely different video. But what the commissioner of the SEC has to say in regards to Gensler's oversight is absolutely shocking. Let's dive into that.
Well, it's great to be here.
What is the SEC doing regarding crypto?
Well, I think our policies and our approach for the last several years have been just really a disaster for the whole industry. We have been setting this policy through enforcement. We've done nothing to provide guidance on it. And as a result, this is being shaped by the courts. And different courts have ruled different ways. I think what this Wells notice is, and while I won't comment on the specifics of this litigation, what has gone on is part of a broader frustration with the fact that we have not provided interpretive guidance as to what you can and cannot do. And if you are involved in some sort of securities offering, how you register, how you get regulated as a broker-dealer, how you get registered as an exchange. Well, it's great to be here.
Now, that was the SEC commissioner saying that. Isn't that interesting? Even he knows Gensler is full of shit. And Gensler, people have got this idea that the Federal Reserve are idiots and that they know better than the Fed. Because a lot of what the Fed do in regards to monetary proliferation and politicians, it's so obvious that what they're doing is wrong. But why are they doing it is the question you've got to ask yourself. It's not because they're idiots. It's because they're doing it deliberately to, in my opinion, tighten that noose around all of us as citizens, as human beings, so that they can control us in more of a sort of operational manner. I truly believe that, guys. Maybe I'm crazy. I don't know. Probably am to be in this industry, to be honest. I think certainly to trade and invest it, there's an element of you have to be. I truly do believe that. Certainly to stick around for as long as we have. But we love this industry and we think it's going to do amazing things. So that was extremely interesting. Yesterday we had news. I am now a big believer in Ripple and XRP. And I'm saying that unapologetically. Yesterday, Ripple has filed a cross appeal of Judge Torres's judgment entered on the 7th of August 2024. Now, this means the whole case on both sides is basically going to be dictated or reapplied. Stuart Adultery commented on this. He said the SEC lost on all key points. That's why they appealed. Today, Ripple filed a cross appeal to ensure nothing's left on the table, including the argument that there can't be an investment contract without there being essential rights and obligations found in a contract. So they're now saying they want an appeal of it also. It could go against them, this. Now, the timeline for this to get sorted on the current path that it's on is 2026, which is a huge blow to Ripple and the XRP community. I think you're going to see some interesting things come out over the next year or so. We are looking to work with someone to sort of bring you that heat in regards to XRP news. He's somebody that most people already leverage, or certainly uses content without giving him any kickback, and I feel he should be getting that kickback. Importantly, the SEC has already said they aren't appealing the ruling that XRP itself is a security. They even apologized in another case for suggesting a token itself could be a security. We looked at that. They said it's a shorthand. Crypto asset security. It's a shorthand, guys. That's totally confused the entire industry and everybody involved in it. At what point do you say to these guys, your gross misconduct? And just remember, ladies and gentlemen, you, as American citizens, keep Gary Gensler in a job. You're funding this war against yourself. Not to darken anybody's Friday, by the way. That's the law, and an appeal on these issues doesn't change that. Important to remember that. Last year, the SEC unsuccessfully tried to take an early appeal of the ruling that Ripple's XRP sales on exchanges and Ripple's other XRP distribution, like to employees and developers, weren't securities. They'll likely go for these again and will lose on both. Again, we are looking forward to the Federal Court of Appeals finally putting a stake in the heart of Gensler's misguided attack on the crypto industry. Bosh! Go on, Stuart. Like he's some kind of vampire Gensler. On the back end of this, we're very regulatory heavy. We're doing a live stream tonight when we're going to look at some really interesting things. Again, in regards to Charles Schwab. They did a survey recently. The vast majority of people said they plan on investing in Bitcoin in the near future. The masses are still to come, ladies and gentlemen, and we are interested in an industry that has not even been allowed to become an industry. That is going to fundamentally change the world. Smart contracts, distributed ledgers, and everything that they bring to the table is as revolutionary as the engine. It's as revolutionary as computers. It's as revolutionary as the internet. Because just like we use these sort of technologies today in everyday life, and they've entirely transformed industries, blockchain is doing the exact same thing. potentially on a bigger trajectory because it's going to bring everything together. It's global. This is from Cointelegraph. Bitnomial. I'm not familiar with this, by the way, but it's a very interesting case. Sues SEC over claims that XRP is a security. So the contradiction with the SEC coming out and saying that crypto asset security was a shorthand, and then in the same breath going after exchanges for listing crypto asset securities as securities. Remember, Coinbase, Binance, or the Binance lawsuit, has that been settled? I think that might have been settled with the sort of imprisonment of CZ, who... We back CZ, we like CZ. Kraken, there's lawsuits across the board. Consensus, is it consensus? No. MetaMask, people behind MetaMask. You guys will know the one. I'm sure you'll leave that in the comment section. My brain this morning, guys, unfortunately. The likes of OpenSea, they're all going through it. And essentially, Bitnominal was accused of by the SEC of saying that they're was supplying XRP as a security when we have clarity that XRP is not a security, and now Bitnominal is suing the SEC over this claim. The XRP token is already regulated as a commodity, and the SEC duplicated and compounded the regulatory burden by saying it's a security, Bitnominal argues. This case concerns the continued efforts of the SEC to overextend its jurisdiction to digital assets, in particular future contracts on digital assets. The interesting thing here was, this was a take from Bill Morgan. Unfamiliar with this guy. Lawyer, we'll give him a follow. You have to read paragraph 34 to 36 of the complaint of Bitnominal against the SEC, or you won't believe me. SEC supported its assertion that XRP is a security by giving Bitnominal copies of the summary judgment brief in the SEC versus Ripple, but did not note that the court rejected the SEC's argument that all of the XRP sales at issue were investment contracts and found that the token itself was not a security. So they launched a lawsuit against these guys based on something that they had already lost on. During this discussion, the SEC offered to provide documents to explain its rationale on the position. The SEC sent Bitnominal 3 summary judgments briefs from the SEC. A Southern District of New York case where the court analysed and ruled on whether certain sales of XRP contributed sales of an investment contract. In these summary judgment briefs, the SEC asserted that the Ripple defendant violated Section 5 of the Securities Act when they offered and sold XRP to the public as an unregistered security. The SEC asserted that XRP is an investment contract under the test set forth by the Supreme Court in the SEC. How it says, the SEC did not know. The district court rejected the SEC's argument that all of the sales of XRP at issue were investment contracts and therefore sales of securities. Oh my goodness. I feel like we're being trolled. Again, remember, your hard-earned tax monies that they prize from your calloused hands. You work for them for the majority of the year. They're funding a war against you, certainly if you're into the cryptocurrency space. It is horrific. So we really wanted to get all that out of the way. There's lots of regulatory news coming out over the past 24 hours. Lots of people not covering the whole package. We wanted to kind of do so. The last thing for me to do, we'll go into the markets in a lot greater detail tonight in our live stream. We'll look at things really technically. Is just to take a quick technical look at Bitcoin. The tide that rises and sinks all ships. We're bullish. We've got a lot of technical confidence. It's been very boring since March. This is the way that it goes, ladies and gentlemen. We ultimately think there's a lot of really positive signs when it comes to the altcoin market. There's also a lot of positive signs when it comes to Bitcoin. We do think Bitcoin's correction in the broader uptrend that it's in is coming to a head, and ultimately is going to result in continuation in the trend that it's in. When we look on the short time frames, what do we got here? We're looking at a number of interesting things. We still think Bitcoin has that target to 84k. And we still think the macro backdrop is a really supportive one. We're just waiting for that dollar kind of week. The dollar being very, very strong. I wonder if this sets up for some sort of continuation. We are watching this. There is a war being waged on the Forex market. Of course, the world reserve currency, the dollar, needs to sort of remain strong. But generally, when we look at the markets, it's a bullish outlook that we have. Certainly when we look at the total cryptocurrency market cap, we think this is a bull flag that's ultimately going to lead to broader continuation. And we get that when we sort of look across the board. Lots of bull flags going on, lots of falling wedge in the altcoin sector, lots of sort of stage 2 breakouts taking place. Hang in there, ladies and gentlemen. the bull market shall resume. And certainly for some altcoins, they're really going to start to enter accelerating phases. You're seeing lots of small cap stocks and small cap altcoins actually start to really reach for the stars. That's it from me, guys. I'm going to love and leave you on this fantastic Friday. We will see you all perhaps in this evening's live stream, this evening's video, and of course tomorrow's daily market update. Thanks for watching, guys. See you all in the next one.